Hi, this is Bobby from Heavyweights Mountain Biking. I was warned about buying a Chinese frame. A lot of people said don't do it, but we're going to take a look at the frame I bought and see if it's holding up. I did buy it from Seraph, if that's how you say it, but here we go. We're going to have to give it a clean before we check for any cracks or anything like that. But here's my frame. We're going to talk about my parts bike that I bought. It's I think a 2012 Scott Spark. The problem with it is the rear triangle had a broken aluminum chainstay, and around the bottom bracket it started to delaminate and fracture the carbon around the bottom bracket. So with that, knowing that it had good parts on it, I thought I would just replace the frame. So I was going to get me another carbon frame, just like the Scott Spark. I wanted to keep the exact same specifications as the Scott Spark. So I started looking at frames and everything, and obviously the range of pricing went from $400 to $2,000. So I thought, I don't have much money. I'm going to go ahead and start looking at a Chinese frame. Everybody gave me watch out signals about Chinese frames. So I decided to educate myself about Chinese frames. I came up with this one that I ended up buying, and we'll go into more details that later. But before we do that, let me go over the Scout Spark, or this the Scott Spark, and show you the damage that was done. Okay, this is the Scott Spark 2012, the top of the line Spark as well, I should mention. And you can see right here that it's heavily cracked and starting to delaminate. Also right here on the chainstay, really good break on the chainstay. So this pretty much was out of operation. The chainstay, the whole rear A-frame is actually replaceable, a replaceable part, and it's not that expensive. However, when I talked to carbon repair people, they said for integrity's sake, this was not repairable. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll take their word for it. When I went to replace the 2012 Scott Spark frame with a 2021 Seraph, I don't know how you say it, but S-E-R-A-P-H, Chinese carbon frame, had to do some research. A lot of friends told me that you don't want to buy Chinese. They delaminate, they flake, they break. Do you want your daughter riding on that frame? There's a lot at risk. So I did some homework and found out that carbon frame molds are actually done in 3 categories. An open source that they call public frame, which is usually when a mountain bike company bought or built a frame and the molds to go with it, because it costs about $20,000 to $30,000 to make a mold. Then once they go to retire it, a lot of companies can buy that mold and then open source it and make them for themselves or make them for the masses. Then there's also the next level, which is where a mountain bike company will make a mold, but then they can sell it on a closed purchase type thing, where they can make it for themselves, and then 2 or 3 other companies can buy the rights to use that mold as well. And then there's the true proprietary mold, which a company will make for themselves, and it's exclusive to them only, with their geometries, their specs, and everything like that. So what this frame is a full open source. The best I can tell is it was probably a very popular frame back in 2012 as well, and some of the geometry, which we'll go over later, reflects that. But this is my cross-country bike, and it's ultra light. I love it to death. But I'm also going to show you some footage of some uphaul down Copper Mountain that I've done, then also at Ruby Hill Bike Park in Denver to show you. Again, I don't go crazy. I don't thrash a bike or anything like that. but it'll give you an idea what a 300+ pound person, when he rides, that this frame's holding up pretty well, and I'm actually very happy with it. It did cost me about 650 bucks US dollars, and I don't know what that translates to foreign currencies, but so far to me it was well worth the money and worth the wait to get it here stateside. Well, not only am I a heavyweight, but I'm also an old heavyweight. So to inspect it, I gotta put on my old man glasses. So let's take a look at what the bike has to offer, see if it's got any cracks. The frame I bought to replace that Scott Spark is a 2021 Seraph. I forget what the letters are, but the model 78. And it's spelled S-E-R-A-P-H. It took a while to get here. I ordered it in, I think, June of 2021, and I didn't get it till November or December of 2021. They warned that it would take that long, but also when you follow the shipping labels, it hit stateside 2 or 3 times and couldn't pass customs, and I don't know why. But eventually I did get it, and we're going to take a quick view of the frame to see if there's any cracks or delaminating. Nothing on the headset. On the left side of the down tube, nothing around the bottom bracket, nothing on the top tube, the shock bracket, pivot, seat post, chain stay, drop out, chain stay, looking good. Underneath, all the way down the down tube, looking good, looking real good. Nothing around the chainring side of the bottom bracket or the chain stay. Nothing on the pivots, looking good. Let's go up here. Nothing around the dropout, and then the chain stay. Top tube, right side headset, and down tube. It looks like a really good shape. Here's some pictures of my bike after I put it together, followed by some geometry pictures, so you can kind of see that it has a 69-degree head angle, which is very cross-country and old school. Even the cross-country bikes of today are more slack than that. And then we'll head into me going down Copper Mountain, and also a bike park here in Denver, Ruby Hill, just showing some general stuff of my weight, going over some small jumps and corners and stuff like that, so you know that what G-forces the frames have been exposed to. Whoa. Ooh, big lip. So you see the kind of punishment I put on my carbon frame for an over 300-pound guy. I don't ride rough, but it's a lot of weight and a lot of G-force, and it's still holding together. If you like, give a thumbs up. If you want more, subscribe. Thanks.